Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mike. Let's just jump right into our call today. Yeah, I'm going to say it again until you're just sick of it. I'm going to say it again. Great agents thrive in all markets. They do. And they thrive because they adjust, they pivot, and they take action. And all this week, we've been talking about what do I do now? If I want to be a great agent, how do I pivot? What do I do? What actions do I take? What should I be doing today? But I'd like to take our time today to confess, maybe go a different direction, maybe a personal confession from me to you on what I think are the 5 biggest mistakes I've made in my career. And you could say, well, Mike, you've been in Atlanta real estate for 3 decades and you've sold over 10,000 homes, so it all worked out well. Yeah, after 30 years, you can look back and say it all worked well. But you know, in those first 3 to 5 years, it didn't work so well. And man, did I struggle. I really struggled. And I don't want you to struggle. So maybe at my expense, okay, you can have a good laugh on me this morning. Maybe there's something for you that will help you keep you from making the same mistakes that I made. So it is important to focus on what we should do, but let's just take a few minutes to maybe learn from me what we shouldn't do. So here's my big 5. Number 1, not establishing early enough in my career a written weekly schedule. I just didn't really understand the value of it. I didn't do it. You know what I was doing? I was just winging it every day. I was just making it up every day, which meant most days I just pretty much did what I felt like doing, and the stuff I didn't feel like doing or I didn't like or it made me feel uncomfortable, I just didn't do it. I always came up with a distraction, an excuse, whatever term you want to put on it. But there was always a pretty good reason why I didn't do it, but the net result was I didn't do it. Whatever the reason was, I was just winging it every day. I didn't understand the value of a written weekly schedule, treating my activities as appointments, putting them in the schedule, and then trying to honor the schedule. And the net result from that, folks, it cost me a ton. It cost me all kinds of things. Yeah, it cost me money, lost opportunities that I never created. It cost me a lot of time. It cost me a lot of time. It cost me a lot of stress, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety, as I wasn't able to make enough money to support even a minimum lifestyle. I wasn't. And I didn't really understand why, and I always thought like the check would come in the mail, that something would happen to me in the near future that would fix everything, and it never did. And it just continued to struggle, and the problems continued to build and mount, and more anxiety crept in. And it was, when I look back on it now, it's like, if I could talk to myself 30 years ago, I'd say, Mike, dude, just create a written weekly schedule and then honor it. Just do the things that you put in your schedule. Just do that every day. But I didn't. Number 1 mistake. Number 2, failing to build a database of contacts. Yeah, I didn't do this. I met a lot of people. I participated in a lot of networking activities, and I got involved in a lot of things, and I met people, and I thought that because I met them, that when it came time for them to buy or sell, or when they bumped into somebody that wanted to buy or sell real estate, they would just remember me. And I think, well, that was silly on my part. It was arrogant. There's my ego, to think that I make such an impact on people that I'm always going to be the top of mind agent to them. And that they will go out of their way to recommend me to their contacts. Who did I think I was? So my ego got in there. My arrogance, to think that I was so special that I created that kind of impact. I was disorganized. I didn't have a way of doing it because I didn't have a schedule, so there was no point every day where it said, hey, work on your database. So that was always something I was going to do tomorrow, and I never did. And it would have allowed me to stay connected with so many more people that I didn't. I would have made so much more money, of course, but I would have generated so many more referrals, and the result of that is I wouldn't have had to work so hard in the other things. Maybe I wouldn't have had to knock on so many doors or make so many cold calls, because I would have been getting more referral business because I had stayed connected to people that I had already met. But I didn't do that. And it cost me. It cost me a lot of time, and it cost me a lot of money, and it cost me a lot of worry and anxiety. Just the failure to build a strong database and create follow-up campaigns to stay connected to those people. What a huge mistake I made. Number 3. I don't know, maybe this should just be 1, because if it had been for this thing, then maybe none of the others would matter that much. I don't know. Number 3 was I just completely failed to understand the value of a strong work ethic. I was young, and I thought I had a work ethic, but when I look back on it now, I was really just trying to get away with the least I could get away with. I did want maximum results. I just wanted to see too often, what's the least I could do to get some results? And that lack of a strong work ethic cost me so much, because without that, I never was going to create the written weekly schedule, right? And I never was going to create the strong database, because I was really just trying to be a part-time agent but get full-time money. I was just trying to get by on the least I could do. And what I didn't understand about that was that strong work ethic would allow me to differentiate myself in an industry where very few people actually display it. So I could have differentiated myself so much easier if I just had a strong work ethic. Here's the other thing it would have done for me. It would have allowed me to feel more proud of myself and more confident. I would have stopped internally giving myself such a hard time all the time, calling myself names. Well, I'm just not that motivated. I'm just lazy. I'm just dumb. I just don't get it. I just don't have what other people have. None of that stuff was true. I just wasn't really working very hard every day. But if I had, I would have been a lot more proud of myself. And I would have been a lot more confident. And pride and confidence, they can be negative terms. They can also be really positive terms. And I mean pride and confidence in a positive way, where I feel good about myself. I'm proud of the effort that I'm putting in every day. I'm not boastful of it. I'm not arrogant. I'm not a braggart about it. But I do feel proud of myself for the work I put in every day. And I'm building my confidence. I like myself a lot more. I love myself a lot more. And all of that would have drawn more people to me. Not having a strong work ethic just cost me so much until I built it. Number 4, I didn't stay in contact with my past clients very well, or at all. And most of them liked me for some reason. I don't know why, but they did. And if I had just, I say it to you, and I say it to you because when I say it to you, I'm really lecturing myself. The next day after closing, 1 week after closing, 1 month after closing, and then every 6-month anniversary till I exit the planet. And I'm just calling to see how it's going. What do you need? Is there any way I can help you? I just want to stay connected to you. I don't think they expect me to buy them a new dishwasher. I think they might appreciate any help I could offer in trying to figure out how to get the dishwasher fixed. But I didn't do that. I didn't stay in contact with my past clients, and the result of that was an enormous cost. Enormous. And number 5, I just didn't understand the value and really the incredible value in being humble and being kind. at every opportunity. Too often my ego gets in the way. I think it's all about me. I'm pretty sure it's all about me. And if I just understood earlier on the value of being humble and being kind to people, how much more would I have received? Infinite, folks. Just be humble and be kind with people. I wish I had done a better job of that earlier on. And I hope that there's something in here where you can learn from the mistakes that I made, because they cost me enormously. And you could say, well, Mike, you ended up doing really well. Yeah. But you have to look at that in a 30-year perspective to be able to see it. If you had looked at it in the first 2 to 5 years, you might not say that at all. And I had to live through that. And I hope you don't. I hope there's something in these 5 mistakes that you can learn from and grow from, and will save you time, trouble, and anxiety. What do I do now? We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Yeah, learn from my mistakes. But right now, pivot and adjust. Pivot and adjust and take action. So I want you to revisit your plan of action for this year, because everything's changed since you created that plan of action. And revisit your goals for this year, because everything's changed since you created and set those goals. And make a 30-day set of goals and a 30-day plan of action. What do you want to accomplish by May 30th? How are you going to go about accomplishing that? And that stuff's hard. It's really hard. So if you want some help, I'm here. Just poke me. Schedule a coaching session with me. Send me an email. Send me a text. Send out a smoke signal. I don't care, but poke me. I'm here, and I'd love to help you, because I know you do want to go out and make it happen for yourself today.